Warm in the seat for Hobber and Hing on a big day, Abby. A massive day.
You know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're not just doing karaoke.
No. Although we could.
I mean, we got some questions to ask. We got to get to the bottom of some stuff.
No.
We got big things.
We've got to jump into this. We've got two very busy men with us right now. Mitch and Nick from Ocean Alley. Boys, thanks for jumping on.
G'day. How you going?
Good.
You guys have been very, very busy. Big start to the year. I'm talking tours across Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Europe, North America. Where are you now? Are you back on the beaches? Are you in Australia?
We are back in Australia. We're up in the Northern Rivers where we live now. So beach is born and bred, but we're living up north now. So we're back in paradise for a little bit.
Oh, gorgeous. And look, alongside teasing some new music on your socials, you also dropped the news that an album is on the way, and I want to talk about that a little bit later. But what's the behind-the-scenes energy on an Ocean Alley tour? A few shows around not only this country here, but internationally. Who's the one, that's late to the airport? Who's the one that's taken control of the passports? Call them out. We're talking names.
We've got this young bloke that looks after us and makes sure we don't lose anything. His name's Tyler Bell. So
does a great job.
He does an amazing job. We'll have to give him a shout out. And I think like all of us do our very hardest, try our very hardest to make his life difficult. But we haven't been able to
crack him yet. Yeah.
Oh man, I did hear though that although you haven't cracked Tyler, you have had a few run-ins on the road. What is this about having a trailer confiscated?
Oh yeah, that's a big one by the what was it?
The police?
The police?
Swiss police.
Oh,
yeah.
What's happening there? I see a few giggles. Come on.
Well, yeah, we were trying to cross the border into Switzerland, and that was a bit difficult. They didn't really want to talk to us at one border crossing because we didn't speak German, so they made us drive an hour to the next one. And then when we crossed the border, we were immediately apprehended by the Swiss police. They must have got a tip-off from the border agents, and they said that the handbrake on the trailer was defective, and so we couldn't go any further until we got it fixed. So we drove it under police escort to the mechanic and left it there. And to make the gig that night, we had to load a whole trailer's worth of stuff into the cab of the bus.
Yeah, into the tour bus. So
into the kitchen. And
there was no room anywhere on the bus. You basically had to just stay where you were sitting until you got...
Oh, well, look, a lot of things can happen on the road, I imagine. And one gig, you did end up making a very long journey from Australia to play a festival on a Finnish island. You got there in time, but your gear didn't arrive in time, I heard. What was the story there? Did you have to a cappella on stage for a bit, sort of fill that time?
Oh, not quite. Not quite.
We did have to sort of bang it together with some borrowed and whatever we could hire. But and then I think Angus played with one pedal, and he normally has a plethora of pedals.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny.
The Finnish people in the town north of Helsinki called Ulu were really nice, and they lent us instruments. Some awesome bloke. I'm not sure what his story is, but we got hold of him, and his name is Isto. So I'm going to give a shout out to him, and he let me borrow this incredible old Telecaster. It was like a 69 reissue sort of thing. Ooh. And it was beautiful. It was probably the nicest guitar I've ever played.
I mean, that sounds a bit nice. I was sort of envisioning like a tissue box with like, you know how you get like elastic bands, make a little banjo.
Yeah.
So vintage Telecaster doesn't sound too bad at all.
Yeah, we were going to make it work either way. And, it was absolutely pissing down with rain, but the Finnish people were loving it, and it was an awesome crowd. We can't wait to go back.
We're not here to just talk about your travel stories, though. We have big news. Right. You've dropped this new song that we have the very first play of, and you've also announced a new album is on the way, which, as Tyrone said, we're going to chat to after we hear this song. It's called Home. So what can you tell us about it?
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it's kind of like about just getting home, sort of having your fun and then getting back to home and getting grounded, I guess.
Let's get
we spent a lot of time at home and over the last couple of years, and it was quite special for us.
I didn't think there'd be much more to find till I tried more to find till I tried. I didn't think there'd be much more to find till I tried more to find till I tried just unraveling and untangling all the things I miss. I could barely feel them in my so I'll be heading home. I've been unraveling so long. Should probably get back home. I've been unraveling so long. Should probably get back home.
There it is, for the very first time anywhere in the world, the first play of a new song from Ocean Alley. It's called Home. It's got that sort of 70s, bit of a psychedelic groove to it.
Yeah, I can already picture that going off at festivals. I can picture myself in the mosh.
Give it another taste maybe
Yeah.
for those. Yeah.
Things I miss, I could barely feel them in my fingertips. So I'll be heading home.
In true Ocean Alley fashion, I reckon. And we are joined by two boys from the band, Mitch and Nick. Great to have you with us. And we were talking about massive tour that you wrapped up. Have you been dipping into any of the new stuff on the tour?
We have actually, yeah. The two songs that we've released so far, which are Touch Back Down and Deepest Darkness, we've really enjoyed playing live. To be playing some new stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to get a feel for them live as well and see what the crowd, how they sort of react to them.
What's been the reaction so far?
Pretty good, actually. Touch Back Down always goes pretty good. And then Deepest Darkness we thought might have been a little bit lesser, but it hasn't. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, people are into that, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about Home because, as we were talking about before, you've been on the road for months now.
Anywhere but home.
This song was written in 2020. What is it like to drop this song now after you've been around the world, to drop a song called Home?
I swear that when we wrote it in 2020, we thought it would be released in 2021.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you know, everything's just been kind of pushed back in everyone's lives. So yeah, we've spent the beginning of this year, or all of this year so far, touring mostly Lonely Diamond and our older stuff, and just a couple of new things. So we're really keen to get the rest of the new album out into people's ear holes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, there we have it. You talked about it just a bit just there. A new album. Someone on the text line saying, legit, do they make a bad song? I swear it is impossible. And I guess the album that's due to come out sometime soon might make or break. But I'm sure
We tend not to release the bad ones, just the good ones.
That's a good tip. Any upcoming artists?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep them locked in the vault, I reckon, on a Finnish island.
But can you give us a little bit of an exclusive here with Tyrone and Abby? What can you tell us about this album?
Well, Tyrone and Abby, it's my pleasure to give you two the exclusive. I don't think Cobber and Hing would be up for it.
Never. He couldn't
So
handle
while
it.
they're locked away in the basement, we're very pleased to announce our upcoming record. It's going to be out October 14th, and it's called Low Altitude Living.
Oh, talk to me about the name, because when I think about Ocean Alley, that's exactly what rolls into my head. Low altitude living, you know? Is that
Yeah. Angus came up with the name.
Yeah, because we've always kind of been coastal and all lived very, very close to.
It's meant a lot to us growing up, that sort of lifestyle. And it's probably less describes sort of the songs. It's probably more sort of a bit of a comment on sort of how we go about operating as a band. And it sounds cool. And we hope people think it's as cool as we do.
I've got to ask though, guys, about this album. I had a sneak peek on the Instagram before we jumped on, and I saw a little video that's been uploaded of frontman Baden recording the tracks shirtless. Is that sort of a technique to go into this album? Are we getting that sort of vibe? Is that what we can
is that
expect?
better vocals with the shirt off? 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just that was in summer.
I mean, that makes no sense.
Well, look, sonically, this new song, Home, it really leans into that 70s psychedelic vibe. And if we took anything from the last Like a version you did with Pink Floyd and that massive sort of mashup of those three songs, what can we expect with the new album in terms of sound? Are we leaning into that 70s psychedelic vibe, that 90s rock sound? Or are we getting some...
I think there's tinges of everything.
Yeah, okay.
Like there's kind of songs that are a bit more dancey and then there's kind of slightly heavier ones and then a bit more moody, cruisy ones, melodic. But yeah, it's got sort of, well, hopefully it's got a bit of everything. That's what we plan to sort of spread across the album.
Yeah.
That's what you can expect. October sometime. Low altitude living.
October 14th.
Put it in the calendar.
Put it in the calendar. Don't forget.
You've been listening here with Mitch and Nick to that first play, Home, a new taste from that new record coming up from Ocean Alley. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
No worries.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely
Thanks very
gorgeous.
much for playing Home. It's really special to have it out in the world.
Our pleasure.
that's
You'll be able to
all
hear
right.
it everywhere right after this.